Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
Daddy, I love him.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to It's a Drama podcast, the very first podcast that we've ever done. So I am Liz.
I'm Sunny.
And together we're going to do this podcast. So it was an idea that we came up with in an airport, actually, while we were travelling.
In Thailand.
Yeah. And we just thought it'd be pretty cool to have a discussion sort of podcast that covered topics between
Parents and...
Yeah, but parenting topics, and
yeah.
teenagers. So you pretty much know who I am, but I'll just give you a quick introduction. So I'm Liz. I am the founder of It's a Drama travel blog, and I'm 47. I've got Sunny and Tessa, my kids, and they're 17 and 14. And Brian is my husband, and we have just returned from a round the world trip, and we live in New Zealand. And what about you, Ben?
Well, as you said, I'm 17. My name is Sunny. I'm a male, if you didn't know that. And I just thought it would be a great idea to do a podcast because I don't really know anyone else that's doing it. A podcast between a mum and a son, just talking about stuff that kids and teenagers and, well, any kids and any parents seem to have conflicts with and just seem to struggle with, and a lot of arguments happen around the topics. And I thought it'd be really good to discuss them. So if you're a mum or a parent, you know how a kid feels, and if you're a kid, you know how a parent feels.
Yeah, that's the idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going to really try hard, especially me, because, I'm going to really try hard to just keep it neutral and keep it, just as if I'm just talking to another teenager and not my son.
Not biased.
Yeah, exactly. Not be too biased. So that was it really, wasn't it? Why we started it.
Yeah, that was the main idea.
Yeah. But the trouble is, because we haven't got any listeners.
This is our first episode, if you didn't know.
Yeah,
the title should say episode 1, so. Yeah,
so please be patient with us, and if we're sort of like, if there's some awkward pauses, that's because I'm sort of looking at Sunny going, what shall I say now?
We're a bit new to this, we haven't warmed up, and we're just, it's a bit of a dry read for us.
Yeah.
We've never done this before, so please be patient with us.
Yeah, exactly. And we were just saying then in the kitchen before we started, look, let's just talk about who we are, and then we'll give a quick rundown of, the things we're going to cover. Like Sunny just said, it's one of those things that a lot of parents say to me, oh, but I can't talk to my kids about that, or, they wouldn't tell me about that. And obviously there's loads of stuff that kids don't tell parents about. And
I'm going to have to be 100% honest.
Yeah, you are going to have to be 100% honest. I won't box your ears afterwards, honestly. But no,
happens in the podcast stays in the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just to, what we really want is for you to write up to us or message us and just say, oh, ask her about that or ask him about that, because I'm having that problem with my son or my daughter and I have got no idea what's going on. If I'd have had something like this when I was just, when my teenagers just turned teenagers, I would have loved it. I love podcasts anyways. I just think they're the way to go. But anyway, I'll stop babbling on and
we'll get into our first few subjects, which are...
Well, it was your idea, wasn't it, just to download a list of things that are like topics that people have got issues with their teenagers, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I know what the number one thing is going to be. I just know what it's going to be, because everyone who knows me knows what my number one issue is, and that's the cell phone, the mobile phone, the use of the
Screens.
phone. Yeah.
Anything with a screen on it.
Yeah.
Parents just seem to attack us kids about.
Yeah. So apart from one friend, I've got this one friend. I mean, she's a blogger, but she said to me, you should really, really be encouraging your kids to use their screens more often. And she's,
I like her.
Yeah. And and to be honest, that stuck with me when she said that, because I thought, oh, she's like, oh, it's the way to go. And yeah, that's how they learn. That's how they process things. And, so she said it was a good thing that your kids have got a screen. But okay, then, shall we just talk about like age restriction or what? I don't know. How do you want to talk about it?
What age they should get their phones?
Yeah.
Well, I got my first phone. Actually, no. Okay, I got an iPod. It was a Generation 3 iPod. It didn't have a camera. It had access to the internet for about a day, and then you removed the internet access from it. So I was just stuck with playing games and just listening to about 3 tracks that I had on it. But then at 13, I got my first iPhone, which was an iPhone 4S, and that did have a camera on it, which was great because I'd wanted a camera for ages. It had internet on it again for about 4 days, and then you removed it again
Oh, God.
until I was 17. I think you put it back on. It literally was the internet. Safari was reinstalled on my phone about 6 months ago in Thailand.
What?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Hang on, I just need to step in here, because the way I look at it was, yes, I took the internet off your phone, but someone sneakily, and you certainly weren't 17, Sonny. You weren't. Someone sneakily put it back on there by some bloody buggy thing that you know how to do, or
Okay, yeah, I will admit that I did put certain web browsers back on, because Safari is the main Apple browser, and you put that in restrictions, so I couldn't browse the internet on the Safari browser. But then I made my own Apple ID and I downloaded Google Chrome, and then I could use it. But I was desperate, because all the other kids my age had Safari on their phone, and I wasn't allowed it. But no, yeah. So I got my first phone at 13 and didn't have internet until I was... Well, I wasn't allowed internet until I was 16.
Yeah.
But I have everything now, which is good.
But when you were 16, you in fact, it's probably a little bit before then, but I think when you were 16, you put it all on your phone,
Yeah.
didn't you? And you had like Safari, and now looking back, it wasn't probably the Safari that I needed to worry about, because I thought that if you took Safari off, it'd be like, well, you wouldn't have anything to do on it, but you need Safari to get off Facebook and things like that,
No,
don't you?
you can download the Facebook app, which I got into big trouble for doing.
Oh, that's
Do you remember?
right, yeah.
I had secretly installed Facebook on my phone, and then when you found out, it got a bit messy.
So, but the reason I didn't let you have it is because at 13, I just thought that it was, it was just, it would take over your life. 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, now I've got my daughter Tess, she's 14, and she was only allowed Safari, and I mean, it's always the way with the youngest kid, isn't it? Because they're always... Yeah. I was the oldest too, so your parents are trying everything out on you, and it's like, no, you're not allowed it. But then when the youngest one comes along, it's almost like, oh, go on then.
Yeah.
So really, she should have had to wait till she was 16.
Like just now, I'm only just, I'm only just getting a double bed, for example, and now she gets a double bed at 14, and at 14, I wasn't allowed a double bed. But like you say, it's like a lot of things. Like at 14, I had a bedtime that was 9 o'clock, but now Tessa, who is my sister, she's 14, she's going to bed at the same time as me, which is like midnight every night, and she's only 14, so
I know.
I guess we almost, the older sibling almost lives the stricter life.
Yeah, definitely.
They get the rules, and then when the younger sibling almost doesn't get them the same.
Yeah, definitely.
There's certain things like laws, like driving and stuff, but that's about it.
And like stuff like films as well, isn't it? Because you were never allowed to watch age 15 films until you were 15, and she's... Oh.
I mean, I got excited because I got to watch Transformers, which was in 18, and I was only 15. But now Tessa's watching Game of Thrones, which is like... I mean, it should be like a 21.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, it's a lot like that.
Anyway, we're sort of digressing a little bit, aren't we? So,
Yes.
But let's just go back to the phone issue.
So I think another big part of having a cell phone is, like you said, social media. And I know that's a big thing at the moment for you.
Yeah, it
and
is,
Tessa
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
social media.
Yep.
argument.
Oh, you know what? I could go on about social media till the cows come home. And as you know, I started a blog last year, and I'm doing everything I can to promote it. And the biggest thing you have to do to promote a blog is social media. So I've had to really push myself and put myself out there, which I'm rubbish at, to be honest. I don't like it. I don't like putting myself out there on social media. And I suppose that is because I'm scared of rejection or whatever. I don't know why that is. I don't like the fact that you have to put yourself out there and wait for people to like you or not like you as such. And I think what it is as a parent is just, it's almost worse now. Now I'm into it. It's even worse because, you're just protective of your kids because you just want them to know that it's just all a load of rubbish, it is though, Sonny. It's just a big farce. It's just a big game. And and this is what I'm keep trying to say to Tessa at the moment is just like, all right, you take a beautiful picture of yourself or you put and you put it up there and yes, she's beautiful, but I don't know, you can almost see a dip in the mood if she doesn't get and I'm the same,
you judge yourself on how many likes you get and how many comments you get.
Yeah.
And then when you don't get as much likes as your next door neighbour, you start to get jealous.
Yeah.
And then you start to think, am I not as good as them? What did I do wrong? And it's just, you shouldn't judge yourself on how many people like you on social media.
And I think as an adult and as a 17-year-old, you kind of get that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you know that now.
Well, still, you wake up and you look at the photo you posted last night, it's like, oh, how many likes is it going to have? And no matter how many it has, you always kind of think, oh, it didn't get as many as I thought it was going to get.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do people not like me anymore? And it's just, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just, and then you post another one. Or you post a sad post saying like, oh, disappointed today, woke up feeling disappointed. And it's just a big loop that you get trapped in social media. Yeah, but now, I mean, at 17 I can see it, but I think at 14 I would have had a hard time seeing that.
Yeah.
And at 14 you haven't got that filter that you've kind of got. I remember posting, I was in the car driving to Auckland. Well, I wasn't driving, I was being driven to Auckland. And I saw, graphic warning to younger listeners, I saw a dead cat in the road.
Yeah,
and
I
I posted, I think
I know.
30 seconds within seeing the cat, I'd put on Facebook, so sad right now, just saw a dead cat in the road. And I thought that was a good idea at the time. But now obviously I would never put that on there because it's just like, why would you post that? But 14-year-old me just thought, that'll be a good thing, that'll get a good reaction, that'll get a lot of likes. People will feel sorry for me. And no, I think there should be, I think maybe one day, like anything, drinking, driving, it might have an age restriction that you can have.
Hasn't Facebook got an age restriction?
Yeah, but like, it says like, oh, you have to be 13 to join Facebook, but there's literally an option to just change your age.
Really?
You could. You could. No one can prove that that's your legal age. I know 9-year-olds that are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat right now. I know personally people that are on it, and you probably do too. It's really easy to fake your age online, and that can be dangerous as well, because you can see things that you're not meant to see at 11 years old.
I know.
And stuff like that.
And I never knew how to work the parental restriction thing. I Googled it a couple of times, and I could never work out how, how to filter it.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just all like, you've either got it or you haven't got it. And at 13, it was like, no, you're not having it. And to be honest, I think it did you. I just think it did you good because, you'd come in and you wouldn't just sit there scrolling on your phone. You were so outgoing. You're always outside, weren't you? And just always playing out and making up these imaginary games. For anyone who doesn't know Sonny, he's into the theatre, he likes drama, he's always been a big make-believe person, and so I just didn't want him to lose that. I just didn't want you to lose it. And I don't want Tessa to lose it, but unfortunately...
At the time, you think, oh, it's not fair, you're being mean, and you don't see that your parents are just trying to do the right thing for you, and you don't see that, though. You just think, oh, it's so unfair, everyone else has it and stuff. And
so how did your friends react when you told them that you didn't have... Or did you just not tell them?
I never really told them.
Didn't you?
It's a bit of an embarrassment. Like, when when I used to get told off and it was like, you're not having your phone for 2 weeks, you'd have to make up an excuse like, oh, I just want to take a break for the next 2 weeks, guys. Sorry, I won't be able to message you. I'm just taking a break. I wouldn't say, oh, I talked back to my mum and was cheeky and now I haven't got my phone for 2 weeks, because that's not cool, But
So that's the other thing as well. I talked to a couple of parents and I'd tell them, like, that we'd had this big to do and I'd taken the phone off you, and they were like, what, you've taken his phone off? And I've never done that to Tessa, have I? I've never taken her phone off. Well,
you said you're going to do it, but then you've never really come through with it.
I know. But with you, I was sort of like, if you did something and it was like, right, I'm taking your phone off you, and it would go off you for 2 weeks. And my friends would say like, oh, how can, I wouldn't dare do that. That's what people would say. I wouldn't dare do that to my son because... Yeah,
I think almost like the impression you get is some parents are actually scared of upsetting their kids.
Yeah.
And we call them, what do we call them? Wet blankets or something, or pushovers, just stuff like that, And I know parents that have just been really, they for an example, I was with some people the other day and they answered the phone and it was their mum. And they were just like ordering them about and talking really badly to them. Really? And I looked at the other person in the room and I said, if I talk to my mum like that, and then I made the motion of my hand going across my throat, it's like I would have been dead, And he agreed because his parents are just as strict. But some parents they're almost scared of hurting their kids' feelings. Yeah. But that's just life, Yeah. You can't protect kids from feeling, that they've done something wrong.
So, but basically, going back to what we did when you were 13, because this is quite a good subject, because I did take your phone off you. You didn't have an epi, did you? You didn't. No,
maybe you did for the first hour and you didn't talk to them and made weird faces at them and stuff. Yeah. And then after about a day, you just start to think, okay, this is alright, I can survive. People have done this before. You don't really realise that centuries of people not having mobile devices. It's only been in the last 30 years that people have actually had the internet and cell phones and stuff. But no, after a few days, it's fine, and it's like you never had it, kind of thing. And I remember saying to you, "Oh, don't give me back my phone because I feel so much better."
I remember you saying that. Yeah, you did. You said I almost. Yeah, and we tried to make this thing, didn't we, where you would have your phone back, but you'd only have it between 3 and 4. And the trouble is, it's like, that didn't work, did it? Because
it's just not realistic.
No, it's not. Because
come up with
once it's back, it's back. And, we've just had the internet cut off over Christmas. We rented our house out while we travelled around the world, and the people that were renting our house did something with the internet and transferred it to them when they left or something like that. I'm not quite sure of the details, but anyway, it left us with no internet for, I think it was about 4 or 5 days. That was all, wasn't it? And to me, I know you kids were just like, oh, what are we going to do? Well, actually, you weren't, to be honest. No, you didn't do that, did you? You weren't going, what are we going to do?
No, we were a bit freaked out for a bit, but...
Yeah, but you just...
Yeah, you started
watching... Yeah, resign yourself to the fact that you haven't got it, And you watched films with us. But for me, it was just like, it just felt like someone had just given me this lovely big dose of like a holiday. Like, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, you do. You start to think like, I don't have to reply to any messages. I don't have to message. I don't have to. I don't know if you're familiar with the Snapchat app and the feature that's called like Snapchat streaks.
No.
Is when you send a picture to someone every single day and you get like a Snapchat streak.
Yeah.
And I had about 10 Snapchat streaks, and that was the first thing I thought was, oh no, I'm not going to be able to keep up my Snapchat streaks anymore. But then it was just like, oh, so what,
So if you don't keep them up, what do people say? Oh, you haven't kept them up?
Oh, they just get annoyed because it's like next to your name,
yeah,
it says like, 10 days or like a little flame emoji.
Yeah.
And next to their name on their phone, it's got like 10 days and stuff. And it just means you send a picture to each other every single day.
For 10 days.
Yeah, and it's just like a little thing that you keep up with them is, you've sent a picture every single day and you keep up your streak.
Yeah.
And then if you lose it, it's like, we lost our streak. Like, I know people that have 800-day streaks. Like, that's sending a picture to someone every single day for 800 days. Yeah. People get really upset if you lose streaks,
Do they?
Because it's like a competition to see how many streaks you have and stuff like
right.
that. But that was the first thing I was worried about when we didn't have any internet was
keeping up the streaks.
Keeping up my streaks.
And did you not keep them up? Well, obviously you didn't, did you?
No, I lost them, and then I've got them back now because I've got we've got internet again. So I've got them back now.
But how did you feel when you didn't keep up your streaks, though?
Not bad, you know. You felt like, disappointed, and I'm a let down for the first few hours.
Really? Is that what you thought? I'm a letdown?
Yeah, because you think like, oh, I've let them down. You know, I promised
the
to
chain.
do a streak with them, and now I've broken it. But you know, it's not a big deal at the end of the day.
And did anyone say to you like, oh, you know?
Yeah, there's a few people that were like, oh, I've lost our streak. And it's just like, yeah, we've lost our streak, who cares? It was only 15 days or something like that. But still, that's 2 weeks that you've sent each other a picture.
Yeah.
But then you just forget about it and you do it again. It's like, okay, well, we lost our streak, let's start again. And before you know it, you've got 10 days again.
Yeah.
So.
That's really interesting, actually, because as a parent, you tend to think, you see your kids on the phone, it's like, what are you doing? Get off. You know, you're always on that phone. Well, if all you're doing is sending a little picture and, you know, sending streaks, that's quite fun and quite social and quite, you know, it's just a little, you know. So that's quite interesting because I never even knew about streaks, and maybe there were some parents out there that didn't know about streaks that you've just learned about now. Yeah. So anyway, we could just talk for ages, me and you, couldn't we?
Yes,
but we've got to finish because we decided that 20 minutes was sort of like long enough for a podcast.
We've been recording for 20 minutes now.
Oh, have we? Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's wrap it up. And we're going to put this out. We're not going to edit it or anything like that. I'm sure Sunny will put a little jingle to the beginning and everything. But will you just let us know what you think? If you think it's a good idea, if you enjoy it, would you like us to cover any topics? Because we will talk about anything, won't we, Sunny?
Yeah.
And next week we'll tell you more about how we decided to go away for the year and how, because a lot of people have said to me, oh, what did your kids think of that? You know, if I said to my 16-year-old, you're going leaving your friends for a year, they'd go crazy. So next week, not next year, actually it will be next year.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve today.
Yeah, so
I don't know when this is going to go out though.
Next week we will talk about that as well. You know, we'll just cover that for you so you understand how Sunny felt about that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to us babbling on about stuff that we've wanted to cover. Yeah,
that's all it's going to be though, isn't it? It's just us chatting and just covering topics like that and learning about streaks. So thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the podcast. We have loved having you here.
If you guys could subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be absolutely amazing. And make sure to share the podcast with your friends.
And if you'd like to hop over to the blog, find one of the little boxes that ask you to drop your email. I will send you a newsletter every week letting you know when we've released our new podcast. That will go straight into your inbox. So it's www.itsadrama.com.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next week for another podcast.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.